There she is. Hello, Lottie.
Hi.
This is our managing director, for those of you who don't know. She's the one that has to suffer her mum and talking and never quite staying to the point and getting another thing and another thing and another thing as we have more and more and more ideas. And Mum, don't you think we have to go soon? You know, can you just get back to the point? So she's very good managing director, but she's fascinated me for a long time because I remember so well. It was probably, Lottie, 5 years ago, was it, when I first?
Yeah, probably about that. Yeah.
You were at Tweedledown at Mum's cross country course, and Mum said, "Could you just give Lottie a hand?" And so she came along, and I'm thinking this is tricky because she's not doing a great job. And I don't want to be rude and upset lovely Rachel, who runs this whole thing and has sleepless nights trying to make Tweedledown as wonderful as it is. So I just did a few little things, and I think you very, very quickly got what I was on about, and very quickly became a rider that I really enjoyed watching instead of going every time you jump. Which I always say to people, I really don't care what you look like. I just need to feel safe when I watch you jump.
Yeah.
If I feel safe, you're doing the right thing. And anyhow, it wasn't long before I felt very safe watching Lottie. But what really has interested me is she's done a huge amount to help us get this academy underway, and not just in the technical side, but in writing up stuff and green prints and one thing and another. And it interested me about a month or maybe 3 months ago now, what you said, and I'd love you to repeat it to them about your learning.
Yeah, I need to think of a way to actually distill it into a shorter, because every time I try to explain it, it comes out in a very long-winded way. But I think it's the fact I've had lots of lessons with you, and obviously, clearly I have improved since the start. And I've absolutely I love having lessons with you. But also, as well, you're always all over the world. So when I needed you, sometimes you weren't always there. But I'd always enjoyed doing everything before the season started and getting going again before it all kicked off. But learning through the academy, I think it was your chat with Eric. That was the first time I was like, wow, this is actually really good. Like, I have taken so much away from this conversation you've had with him. And I would never have, I had so many more questions I wanted to ask you afterwards and everything. And luckily I could. But I think it's just the fact that when you're in the lesson, you're so in the moment with what you're doing with your horse. You're not taking in everything else you might be saying. You're just taking in the information that you're saying and applying it to your horse. And say someone else is in the lesson, you may not actually even be really listening to what you're saying to the other person. Whereas actually, when I watch, the videos that the green print videos, I can take in what you're saying about someone else on their horse. Whereas before, in the lessons, I didn't feel like I was getting that information and taking it in properly. So now I feel like when I watch all the videos, I can think about it and then think, right, well, actually, when I get on tomorrow, I'm going to practice, just do a bit of walk jumping before I start, and just it doesn't have to be, I spend the whole session doing it. I just take little bits that you say and apply it into everything I'm doing. And I think it is actually having the green print as a system that's really good for, I think Indra was saying it earlier, she likes to have a system. And I think that's actually, now even thinking about it right now, that is definitely true, because then it all works in a bit of a circle, and you kind of can come back to things and you keep working on it, and it's all a bit of a process. I just think the whole thing it's really helped me as someone who's an aspiring professional rider. And I love seeing that it's helping everyone else, but it's good to know that even this stuff is helpful to all levels. It doesn't matter what level you're at. It's really important for everyone.
It's wonderful. I love the way you've brought your young horses along on our system of green print, and to hear you talk about me having a system, I find almost extraordinary, because I never think I have a system. I know what I feel must happen, but I never talk about it as a system. And the O'Connors in America, Karen and David, have a tremendous system, and they're always talking about the system. And I'm thinking, God, how boring. Can
I just interject there, Lucinda? So that's exactly where I said to Lucinda, right, okay, we're creating this academy. So what's your system? What is it that you do? I do not have a system. I don't, like, she was passionate about it. I don't even know what I do. And I'm thinking, I don't know. There's a few common themes coming up when I've been watching you teaching my daughter, and it was fascinating. And it does make it sound really quite sort of, I don't know, boring and technical, having that system, or calling it a system. Yeah. I just call it the fundamentals of riding. These are the things that underpin everything you do as you go up the ladder, and they are so simple. One of the other ladies said. She said earlier, I can't believe I didn't know. I think it was Jay. You said, I can't believe I didn't think of that myself. And that's exactly how I've been all the way through. Like, how did we not know this already? This is ridiculous. So that's it.
I love that underpinning every step up the ladder. That's an awfully much nicer way of thinking about it. I don't know what it is about the system. It's a bit like saying teaching. It bothers me to teach. Yeah. Bothers
and
me.
Anything,
any discipline, disaster. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't like structure in this academy.
Huge fun to have, and the thing that's really impressed me as well with her is how she's taken her body and taken it off to the rugby club or wherever it is. But anyhow, her body is now so strong because she's done so much work on her core and her exercise, which is an area in the academy we want to involve, because it's made a fantastic difference. She's not a big girl, Lottie, but boy, she can ride strong now, and it's a huge benefit and bonus to you that you've got that under your belt, Lottie. Well done.
Yeah, I think we should definitely get Margot on to chat to you, because
Margot, your fitness lady.
Yeah, she's brilliant, and I think it would bring like a new dimension to it and be really interesting, because it's not really just about fitness, it's about the way your body functions. Because the way she sees it, she's not horsey at all, but she sees it that you give a signal to the horse, and if you aren't giving a clear signal, say you're leaning to the right or something, or you're pulling more with your left hand or anything like that, you're going to be confusing the signal. And so she kind of sees it from that point. So when I'm working with her, yes, I'm getting stronger, but the main point is making my body function in the right way so that I can make a clear signal to the horse.
Yeah, I mean, I often say to Rachel, we're going to run out of things to tell them. And Rachel just says, never. And every time we have a conversation, we come up with something that we must get in there. And we list this long. In fact, Rachel's office at Tweedledum is full of little Post-its where every time we think of something, we write it down and we stick it to the wall. And I said, there's going to be a fire. And all those Post-its are going to go. So Rachel takes a picture of them. So if there ever is a dreadful thing like that, we have all our information on Post-its. I mean, it's such fun. And that's why I think it's such an alive situation, because we really are living every minute. We know what we want to get across, but there's so much, and fitness of the rider and what you've just told us, Lottie, is such an important part of it, and we must get that in there too. I have a vision, and it probably won't ever work like this, like going into a sort of college, and there's a door for science and a door for biology and a door for maths and a door for English, and you can go into whichever door you want, and in that door you will find whatever it is that you learn, and it will help you ride across country even better. So that's a sort of a big vision, but it'll probably end up turning out to be something quite different. I just wanted to ask Rachel, and Lottie, thank you so much for helping us on that. I wanted to ask Rachel, we have quite a few people from foreign lands, because I've traveled so much teaching for 30 years or so. I've got quite a lot of people who are sort of thinking, gosh, when are you going to come back? Which is very nice that they want me. But meanwhile, they're tuning in and trying to keep in touch via it. And one particularly good friend in Kenya, who's already today, she was at a clinic with a Kenyan, because you can't get to Kenya. And she already signed up 4 people for the academy today from her clinic. And she couldn't come today. She was coming last night, but she has something on tonight. So she left. Rachel, have you got what she wanted to say?
Yep. As soon as you started saying that at the beginning, Lucinda said, "Make sure you've got it ready." I'm like, "Oh my god, I haven't got it."
I haven't seen it. So tell me what she said.
And the funniest thing is, I just looked to the left to say to Lottie, "Can you get me that up?" And Lottie's she's right up the top of the house. I was trying to figure out where you were, Lottie, but you're upstairs in the boys' bit.
Yeah. I thought it was looking pretty tidy in there. You must have really cleaned them up a bit. Lottie, thanks for that. But Susie is going to say something through you.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Okay, so this is Susie in Kenya, and she rides. I didn't realize 3 and 4 star. Did she say?
No, she was riding 3 horses. She's ridden probably 2 star, I would think. Okay. Maybe I'm aligned her. Maybe 3 star.
Yeah, I think 3 star. I think she said to me, yeah. Anyway, she said, really nice. To have the good. Hang on a minute. Sorry.
Can't read it.
God, wait a minute. Something's happened to it. I have the good fortune of being part of the Lucinda Green online training, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. I live in Kenya. I have 3 horses, 1 advanced, 1 novice, and then there must be another one in there somewhere. Yeah. And oh, sorry, here it is, and a newly acquired show jumper. I've ridden all my life, competed for many years. I progressed more with a few simple steps, so beautifully presented, starting out with elbow, engine line, balance, and ouch. Thank you, Lucinda.
Ouch if you forget one, exactly. Well, bless her. And it's so lovely that you still feel, because I travel all over the world and probably only see people once a year, but they sort of love that sort of once a year pep in, petrol in their tank, and they don't get it now, obviously, because none of us can go anywhere. So it's rather lovely that she at least can still get it from here. I'm terribly conscious of the time. We've got 5 minutes till we get to the magic hour. Should we? Can the people on see these comments that we're looking at?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, they're just in the comment thread. So I was just going to have a very quick look through. A
really nice one that's going to swell our heads, which I might as well enjoy saying. From Chopping, she says, "Oh no, actually, that was another one." Okay.
Oh, I know. She said one earlier. I saw that. I'll find that one.
Here we are. As a member from the beginning, I absolutely love how both Lucinda and Rachel are so down to earth, fun, and just want to help us all in any way they can. Plus, all the members help each other out too, which I think is very much, and thank you for that, Deborah, it's very much what our 5 people that have been chatting this evening have been saying, that it is the community is a big thing. When we started this, I was very clear in my mind what I wanted to achieve, which was to get people better at cross country, so cross country could remain the heartthrob of eventing. And Rachel was the one who was very, very keen on that, as well as developing a community. And in the light of what we've been through in the last 2 or 3 months, I see exactly why she was so keen, because that is a very real human need, and it's almost emphasized, isn't it, with horses, because you're very alone with horses, because you spend a lot of time not with friends but doing your horse, and it's quite a lonely journey. I often giggle and say that's the only reason I married my dear husband. Like 7 years younger than me, 21 when I married him, can you believe it? Because it was a very lonely journey. But, we had a wonderful friendship and we had a lot of good fun for a very long time after that. But I think this community thing is something that I hadn't understood was going to be so important. So well done, Rachel, another score.
Well, no, and what a community we've got. They're just such an amazing group of people and so supportive. So I've loved every second of that. Although I have to say, I waste so much time looking at Facebook now.
I know, it's awful, isn't it? I'm a total non-Facebooker, and even I have had to start looking, and I have to say it is quite addictive.
It is, especially when you see people getting on so well. There was a question in here. Somebody asked whether the lives that we've been talking about, whether they would have access to them if they join. And yes, you will. So far, we've had Chris Bartle, Eric Winter, so badminton course designer. Chris Bartle is the Team GB coach. And we've had Sam Watson, who is a world champion medalist. He was silver medalist, wasn't he, on the Irish team, amongst many other things. He's amazing. And then this month, so coming up on
Monday, actually.
Monday,
Yeah,
we've got Laura Collett. And then, I mean, as you guys can imagine, Lucinda knows everybody. So whoever we
might
have,
not for much longer. They might all start saying, well, we have to go and do it live.
Do you know, Lucinda, I was talking to Eric the other day, and he said, "Oh, how's it going on the academy?" And I said, "Yeah, great." He said, "Oh, that was so much fun."
This is Eric Winter, who builds badminton, but also Clever Socks. Rachel managed to get him to design Tweedledum every single event he designs for her.
Before badminton, I took him on.
Yeah, you got it before badminton got him, and you've got a real sense of what's going to work. And it's lovely to hear that Eric, who's a star of a man, actually really enjoyed the hour we spent together.
He wants to come back on, so we're definitely going to get him on because
well, I'm not sure we can have him. I mean, there's masses I'd like to have back on. But the trouble is, we've got so many people I want to have on. Before we come around second innings, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will definitely.
There's an F2 here. Tanya, is that epitalis, Tanya? I bet you it is. Elbow stuck with me. The importance for a horse seeing the fence. Toothpaste also. Kudos to you for making Lucinda's Academy available to the world while you can't travel. That's kudos to you, Rachel. Thanks, Tanya.
Oh, wonderful.
Can we get Deborah? Can we get Eric back? It was great to listen to. Yes, no, they'll all come back. At least I hope they will. They might never after I've had it for an hour.
No.
I do hope they will, because there's 1 hour for a lifetime of experience is never enough, is it? There's always
no. Okay, guys. So we are closing the doors to the academy.
1959. We're done well.
We've got 1 more minute. So just my last little bit, just to say we're closing the doors. We extended it until tomorrow because we had to delay this. So it closes at 4 o'clock. We need to close it at 4 because we're having a party tomorrow night for all the new joiners and all of our existing members. And somebody gave us a little half bottle of Bolly, so I'm going to open that tomorrow.
How could you get it down here?
I know. I'll have to drop it. We'll have to drop it at the end of the day.
Remember, I've got a bit for you to borrow, and you've got a Bolly for me to have. So
there we go. Okay, done. Maybe I'll whiz down and show you.
I really appreciate everybody. There's a huge amount of people that have been listening in this evening, and I'm so sorry about last night. Oh my goodness, but it's all better now. At 10 o'clock last night, the electricity came back on. Everybody was happy because that was not a good moment when I thought I can't get on the internet. Oh god. So here we are. We're looking forward to whoever wants to join us until 4 o'clock tomorrow, and then after that it's another 6 months before it opens again.
Yeah.
Some people ask us, is this academy just for a 6 month period, a 1 year period? We say, if you enjoy it, it's for life.
Yeah.
It's as long as you want. And one thing I can be sure of is you will never be seeing the same stuff coming around and around, because there's always going to be so much else to grab.
Yeah. And so, like, just remembering that it is, you're not tied in. So if you do need to leave at any time, you can. So you just join up. And you can just give it a go for a month and see what you think. But our job is to make sure you don't leave.
One last thing, Dora